Previously on the Infinite Escape Room.
Yeah, I'm so much like Trump.
You're a grown man.
In the shape of Trump.
MAGA President Strong.
You shut your whore mouth.
There's a soundbite for next episode.
Big Lee.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV, and all stable geniuses everywhere. Hello, and welcome to the Infinite Escape Room, the puzzling podcast where a group of geographically diverse pals meet up, have a drink, and work together to solve a homemade escape room of the ears. This is Jamie, your captain speaking, and tonight I'm continuing to drink because it was the same as last week, a 19 Crimes Uprising. And first, I must apologise to the listeners. Last week, I did incorrectly say that it was 19 Crimes The Banished. I know there's going to be some sticklers out there, who will want me to leave immediately, but it is 19 Crimes Uprising. Equally delicious. I can't tell the difference between any variety of 19 Crimes. It's wine, and it's lovely.
I'm not sure any of the listeners have been miffed about it, but I can see one person in the call is definitely trying to cry
How
blood out
can
of his
you not
eyeballs.
tell the difference in the tastes?
Not sponsored, but if you're listening, well, let's
I
talk.
feel like we should be by this point. We've drunk so much 19 Crimes in this podcast. At this point, I think they owe us a car. Minimum.
We're putting the kids through college for sure.
More than one
Yeah.
car at this point.
Yeah, filled with wine. Wine car.
And locked in with me today, we have a trio of terrific puzzlers.
I'm Alid, and I'm also drinking 19 Crimes. However, unlike Jamie, I can tell the difference in taste. I'm drinking the original 19 Crimes, which to this day is still the best one.
So what is the difference between the original 19 Crimes versus the other ones, like the Banished and the Uprising?
So you've got the one that's got the rum-infused barrels
Okay.
in it, and that one makes me feel like death the following day.
Okay.
You've got the cold coffee one, which I believe is the Banished. That tastes like coffee and wine combined, which is never a good combination, so that goes down the drain. And then you've got the Cabernet Sauvignon, or the Cab Sav, and that tastes very watered down, not quite as nice, but is perfectly palatable. You've then got the Chard, which is, again, it's okay, but nothing to write home about.
This sponsorship deal's going really well. Really,
5 varieties, one's all right, the rest are basically pish.
we might get a car, but it'll probably drive past and put a brick through your window, Alan. That's right.
And then you have the original, which is just, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take whichever one's on the shelf, to be fair. And I must, they got me in with the collecting of the corks. That's the problem.
Yes.
I've now got a Tupperware box full of like doublers and triplers. It's like a Panini sticker book all over again.
But you haven't got 19, have you?
I've not got all 19. I think I'm going to have to crack into the white wine to get all 19. I think it's like Pokemon Red and Blue. You got to get both in order to get the full set.
There's a rosé now as well, isn't there?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There is a rosé, and that's all right.
So if anybody listening out there is part of some sort of weird Facebook group that collects and trades 19 Crimes corks, please get in touch because I have gaps in my collection and that will not stand.
Or if someone wants to send us crates of 19 Crimes,
I mean, we're
We
not going
will
to say
let-
no.
we will let you know our postal address.
Yeah, but maybe, like, how did they get the name? Maybe they were like, oh man, you know what? I'm fed up of doing murders of people. I've done 19 murders. I'll make wine now. I've done 19 crimes, I'll make wine. And then they get your address and they're like, you know what? New wine could be called 20 murders.
P.O. Box, come on now. I've thought this through.
I'm Laura, and I'm drinking a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc.
Delicious.
What was in the fridge?
Is that a 19
Ned
Crimes?
Yeah. No, it's the Ned.
Oh, Ned is nice.
Ned is nice.
Ned is very nice.
And I too have a hello. I'm Mike. Hello, and I too have a delicious vintage of BrewDog Blood Orange infused Lost Lager. And waiting in the wings because I'm nearly at the bottom of that tin is a BrewDog Jetstream,
Ooh.
transatlantic pale ale, which came off of had off the back of a flight with British Airways where I went to New Orleans last week, which was bloody amazing. I want to do a shout out to Clue Carre in New Orleans. Did one of their rooms. Met the owner. She was lovely, and the room was just banging. It was absolutely slamming room. Did the Curiosity Shop room, and it was just awesome. Like American escape rooms, they take it up a notch. It's mental. Yeah. So just wanted to say shout out to Clue Carre. It was a slamming room thing.
I'd love to go to try the ones in the US. Did With the US rooms, did you have the room to yourself, or did you just book and you were sort of paired up with strangers?
I booked this one specifically because it was by yourself, because I didn't like the idea of being in there with some randos.
It's a weird thought.
It is. Well, I mean, like, the people in New Orleans are really lovely, but New Orleans also attracts lots of visitors from other states. And some of the visitors from other states who we'd meet of an evening on Bourbon Street, the kind of like the party street, were profoundly fucking strange.
And dear listeners, this would not all be possible if it weren't for the fantastic ongoing support of our growing legion of patrons. So thank you so much for supporting us. You are the wind beneath our wings, my Wonderwall, the candle in the window on a cold, dark winter night. You put the bop in the bop, chibop, chibop, and you are what the Hokey Cokey is all about. And this week, I want to give a special shout out to two of our wonderful patrons. I don't know you in person, but I'd like to hazard a guess at a thing that might be true about you. You can tell me how accurate I am. So first of all, we have Tonya Beta Halverson, who once ate 50 hot dogs in a single sitting and didn't even ask for ketchup. Absolute hero. And Ryan Sparrow, who I believe is a direct descendant of William the Conqueror. I salute you both. Thanks very much to both of you for keeping us off the streets and on the air.
Can I also just very quickly throw out a quick thanks to Barbara Richards as well, whose comments recently, as she's been going back, listening through the episodes, have been really entertaining me.
Yeah.
So thanks, Barbara.
It's been wonderful. It's good to see someone going back to the older stuff and saying, you know what, guys, you did all right.
We forgive you.
All or some is forgiven.
So, just what is the Infinite Escape Room? Well, it's much like the escape rooms you're used to seeing out in the real world, but this one stretches across all known themes, dimensions, and multiverses. And because it's infinite, there is no end. Every room in the Infinite Escape Room, every person, woman, man, camera, TV links wonderfully into the next in one big, never-ending escape experience adventure. Each week, one of us will present a part of the Infinite Escape Room. This week, it's me, while the others will try to solve it. If they don't escape within the allotted time, then very unpleasant things will happen to them. And if they break anything they're not supposed to, they will lose their deposit, which this week is your verified status, but in real life. Anybody will be able to impersonate you and do whatever the hell they want with your face and identity.
That doesn't seem like much of a deposit.
Yeah, I can't see them doing a worse job, to be honest.
Feel bad for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You will be sorry.
Looks like I'm Michael Collins now. Ah, shit. That's a lot. That's a lot of work he's got to do. Oh, and that painting. Oh, fuck.
I don't know. Do you remember I had a Venus flytrap named after you, Mike? That's not a lot of work.
He's saying you made a perfect facsimile of me and my entire personality with a Venus flytrap. Actually, replace flies for sandwiches, and you're not far off.
So, I'll be ready.
Oh, yes.
Then let's enter the Infinite Escape Room. Last time. After fooling a voice-activated door lock on a lunar escape pod by replicating classic Trumpisms, you find yourself on a rocket bound for Mars. The only trouble is, the MechaTrump bot, built and powered by none other than the man who's the textbook definition of knee-jerk reaction, Mr. Elon Musk, is also aboard this rocket. And once you arrive, MechaTrump is going to claim the planet as his own Mars-A-Lago resort. And that simply won't do. Credit to John, who came up with Mars-A-Lago as a pun.
Did he? That's good. That's good.
He was saddened that he didn't get quite the reaction he'd hoped for last week. But it was a good pun. So, John, I salute you. You sneak through the corridors of the rocket. Luckily, artificial gravity is kicked in, so you're able to walk without issues. You follow the sound of mechanical wheezing, and you assume that's where the Trump bot has gone. After a few false turns, you enter into the ship's bridge. It's a huge control room with a large semicircular console that takes up most of the room. The Trump bot waddles to the center of the room and looks at you, his synthetic neck flap quivering in the recirculated breeze. Mars-A-Lago is a go-go. It's going to be spectacular, like nothing you've ever seen, absolutely incredible, fantastic. And with Elon's technology and my stable genius, you limeys can't stop us. He snaps his fingers and a harness descends from the ceiling. Trump straps himself in, and the harness ascends into the bottom of a large blue pod. Then it dawns on you that it's not a blue pod, it's a giant metal Twitter bird. You hear Trump's voice echo from inside. Fly, you big, beautiful blue bastard. Behind you, a set of shutters comes crashing down, trapping you inside with MechaTrump in his big blue bird. A voice comes over the computer's comms.
Warp speed initiated. Arriving at Mars-A-Lago in approximately 30 minutes.
Now, aside from the bird itself, you can see that the room is dominated by this central console. And the console itself is divided into 3 sections. There's a propulsion system on the right, a memory system at the center, and a communication system to the left. And there's also a small door to your right. As the ship's comms just said, you've got around 30 minutes to disable MechaTrump and turn this damn rocket around. Your time starts now. What would you like to do?
So we've got 3 sections: propulsion, memory, and I've got communication written down, but just verifying.
That is right, communication.
Okay, that's fine.
And a door as well.
Oh, a door.
You know, I was silent there for a minute because normally what happens is you do something destructive, Alad. You'd be like, I smack the bird or something. That's what I was waiting for.
JB, can we have a look at the memory segment?
You can indeed. So you go towards the memory system and it is just filled with cobwebs and dust. The brain of this ship looks like it hasn't been used in years, much like the Trump that's powering it. There's like a thick black ichor that crosses across the whole console, and the screens above just flash the words "stable genius" over and over.
Stable in inverted commas?
Nope.
No.
No horse-related shenanigans here, I believe.
No Ben.
No
That would have been the whole stab. Yeah, that would have been the whole stab if Ben was on.
Winning in the distance. Oh, while we're looking at the console, should we look at the propulsion bit?
So on this console that connects to the ship's engines, you have 4 pairs of prosthetic hands that are in a variety of sizes that range from comically small to monstrously large.
Is there a particular order to the comical sizingness of these hands, Jamie, that you could tell me?
They don't seem to be in any order. From what you can tell, that each pair of hands has a size, so there are 4 different sizes. As you inspect them, you can see that they're arranged in different configurations, though. So the first pair of hands has 3 fingers down. The second pair of hands has 6 fingers down. The third pair of hands has 9 fingers down. And the fourth pair of hands has 1 finger down. And then above that on the console, there's a screen that seems to have a poster of Trump's re-election campaign with the slogan, "Stand up and be counted. Vote Trump."
And when you say 4 hands, that's 4 pairs, so that's 8 hands.
Yes.
Okay.
Stand up and be counted. I wonder if we're going to need a 4-digit code somewhere. And what we're going to need is the fingers that are still upright. Stand up the fingers that are still extended, which would be...
7419.
That's why we have Laura with us. She's a machine. You're a wrecking ball. Can we take a look at the communications? All right, please.
So the communication system is like a 1980s Macintosh computer that's hooked up to a fax machine. And it appears that MechaTrump's algorithm is auto-generating potential tweets and printing them off in the fax machine. And all the tweets date from after when Elon Musk acquired Twitter.
Can we read some of the tweets?
You can. So you can see that there are 5 tweets that have been already printed off.
So, 27th of October. Be in my shoes for a mile and see how it feels. Looks like truth is back on Twitter, now land of free speech. And I'm number 1 back from the dead. First, I am not making a voice impersonation to end badly.
Okay, mine is 31st of the 10th. Tea and cakes with His Majesty Charles, King of Wales. Wales is spelled as in the animal, not the country. He's not on Twitter, though, so I had a hard time getting in touch with him. He blocked my calls, so I had to go old school. Letters.
And then the 28th of October. I see the thugs. I can't do it. I see the thugs are back and trying to overturn free speech again. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. The big blue bird, oh, buggerlocks. The big blue bird has spoken. Tweet! Exclamation mark.
And then you have the 30th of October. Oh, how I am sick of these snowflakes whining about the Twitter layoffs. Can't wait for Elon to kick them off. Terrific guy, good hair. Second best hair, of course. But for business acumen, wit-eyed. Equals! Exclamation mark.
Yep. 29th of October. Gee, people are so touchy on here these days. Just wait until I start my re-election campaign. I've got the best support too, as my good friend Kanye West said in his endorsement. Word. So the last word of each tweet is in capitals and says first letters tweet equals word. So if you put them all in order, the first letter of each tweet spells out bigot. Bigot.
And That's why Laura is the machine.
Yeah, thank goodness we have Laura. Oh my goodness.
I'd clock the capitals and I'd stopped thinking there. I'd been like, first word tweeting this big. And I was like, yeah, that's going to come in useful.
Yeah.
Hadn't thought to apply that at the front.
Sweet baby Jesus, that was quick.
Laura is a machine.
We say that a lot in our house. Oh, I'm in trouble. You're that meme of Ralph Wiggum on the bus.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. Yeah, that's four. Just gone tense all on one side.
Why?
Oh, thank God. I think I'll go away with it.
Oh, you naive fool.
I love you. Cool. So we've got Bigot.
We got
Code Bigot.
yeah.
So I think I feel like we've got 2 codes. So
Should we check that door?
yeah, let's.
Certainly. So you open up the door to your right, and it opens up into a small utility cupboard. It's got mops, buckets, a ladder, sponges, and other spaceship cleaning paraphernalia. It's like a janitor's closet.
Can I take a mop?
You have a mop. It looks good in your hands.
Thank you. Can I unscrew the head from the handle?
You unscrew the head from the handle. In your left hand, you have the stick, and in the right, you have the mop head.
Excellent. Can I put the mop head on top of my head?
You now look like a stable genius.
I've got hair, Laura. I've got hair.
Second
Been a
best hair.
while.
There's Elon, you, and then Trump. Yes, you now have a fashionable, stunning head of hair. Slightly soggy.
Mop of hair.
Would it be like a stick?
No. Cool. So, have we looked at everything? I think so.
Definitely everything that was presented to us initially. So there was the propulsion system, the
Memory.
the memory, and the communications.
That's ironic.
And yeah, that is so the memory was stable genius.
Mm-hmm.
The communications was the tweets, and then the propulsion system was the sets of hands.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something we can interact with. Are we able to move the hands at all?
You can move the hands. The fingers are pretty much like rigor mortis in their configurations, but you sort of give them a little bit of a ooh jiggle, which reminds you of certain things that are sold in certain shops.
Lego.
Yeah.
That famous wobbly Lego.
Play-Doh.
You're also innocent.
Oh.
Can we? So the Trump bot is still in the middle of the room.
The Trump bot is a bit higher up inside this giant metal Twitter bird.
Is he reachable via the hands?
He is a bit out of your reach. So when you look at that big blue bird, it's like a huge mechanical metal pod above you that's in the shape of the Twitter logo. MechaTrump's in the middle of it, connected to it with a harness, and you guess he's powering the ship from within that bird. You can see that there's an access panel at the bottom of that bird, sort of where the arse would be, but it's too high up to reach.
You said there was a ladder in the cupboard.
Yes, the closet does have a ladder.
Is it reachable from a ladder?
Yes, so you grab the ladder, put it under the Twitter bird, and you climb up. And you open up the little access panel, and you see that it's got a single keyboard with letters on the one side, a little keypad on the right, and a little screen. And there's a little old school toggle that you can click through that lets you click between propulsion, memory, and communication systems.
Okay.
Well, so we could toggle. Let's say can we toggle to communications?
Yep. So you switch to the comms panel. The number keypad fades out, just leaving you with the alphabet keyboard.
Laura?
Could we type in Bigot, B-I-G-O-T?
You type in B-I-G-O-T, it flashes green, and it says, password accepted. The comms panel of the rocket powers down, and it goes dark. MechaTrump has now lost the ability to communicate with Elon Musk and Mars-A-Lago. You just hear a little shouting from inside the chamber. Oh, fuck. Elon's gonna have my ass for this.
Should we try the propulsion?
Yeah.
You switch to the propulsion panel, the keyboard fades out, leaving you with just the number keypad.
Should we try 7419? Because it said stand up and be counted, so whatever's up is counted.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that
makes sense.
and that assumes that the thumbs are fingers, but it's all good.
You type in 7419 into the keypad, and it flashes red with a little...
Okay, so...
It would deduct 2 from all of them.
The thumbs are
we try-
fingers.
Digits, yeah, sorry.
Oh,
This is-
okay. Can we try 3691?
You put in 3691 into the keypad, and it flashes red with...
I thought we'd smash that.
Do we Count them.
Stand up and be counted.
So 7, 17, 21,
3, 3, 3,
21.
3.
Here we go. The classic Allied brute forces. Stats. 3333 goes into the password, keypad, and nothing.
And do we, like,
We'll get a compilation one day of all the brute forcing attempts because they're wonderful.
I look forward to it.
What are you thinking, Law?
and do we add up the numbers?
So if we add them,
So if we add the fingers that are down, it equals 19, I think. 9, 10, 16, yeah. And if we add up the fingers that are up, it equals 21. So 19, 21, but I don't know if that means anything.
it's the committee. Got rid of Liz Truss.
True.
Only PM to be outdistanced by a lettuce.
I don't think they have any say over Trump, though, unfortunately.
I hope that lettuce outlasts Twitter.
Yeah, let's try it. Can we try 1921?
Yep, you tune 1921 into the keypad. It flashes red with that.
So stand up and be counted.
So it was 3 fingers down, 6 fingers down, 9 fingers down, 1 finger down. And they're in different sizes. So what was the small... How many fingers down on the smallest hand?
So the smallest, the smallest pair of hands is the third pair along. That has 9 fingers down.
Ah, okay.
Okay, here we go. And the second?
The second smallest.
Yeah.
Yes.
The second smallest is the fourth pair of hands. That has 1 finger down.
Okay.
And the third?
The second largest, I suppose you'd call it, is the second pair of hands along. That has 6 fingers down.
Okay, there we are. Mike, take it from here.
And the fourth, not smallest? Just because I want you to hear you articulate.
The comically gargantuan prosthetic hands that are almost collapsing under their own weight, which is the first pair of hands, has 3 fingers down.
Which means...
Are we doing them, the ones that are up?
Yeah, I think do the fingers that are still up like we did before, because stand up and be counted.
It's 1947.
47.
You type in 1947 into the keypad, it flashes green and a little password accepted.
Yay.
The propulsion
Yeah,
panel
boys.
on the console goes dark and you feel a shudder as the whole rocket stops moving. Again, you hear a little whine from inside the Twitter bird. Oh no, we're not moving at all. And then just sobbing for a good minute and a half.
I can't hear the sobbing.
It's weird that you can hear the sobbing, and I don't know how it happens, but it sounds like fried chicken tastes. That's how. And incidentally, that passcode is Trump's birth year.
I was going to say 1947 something.
Jesus Christ.
He's an old fuck.
Aye.
Then
What the fuck are all these people ruling the world? They've only got like 10 minutes left to be in it. I reckon if you're like running a country, you need to have 40 years left minimum.
you gotta
Otherwise,
live in the mess you made,
yeah, because otherwise you just do it for a while, then fuck off. While your brain cells, they're already half dead by that age. Christ.
That's the point, isn't it?
I just, grumble.
So this last password before you go off on a tangent.
Yeah,
It could be your own.
to be fair, Joe Biden does look like Nosferatu's granddad.
A little bit, yeah.
Desiccated.
So the memory is an interesting one because I'm not sure what the interaction is for the memory. Can we toggle to the memory?
Yep. You switch to the memory panel and both the alphabet and the number keypad fade out. And in its place, you get this screen, which I will put into the chat and it'll be in the show notes for the listeners as well. If somebody could describe what they are seeing now.
Oh, my.
Oh.
So this is a keypad, black glowing green with 12 keys, each of which has a pictorial symbol on it. There's a message at the top that reads, "Hello and welcome. Please enter correct override sequence." The pictorial sequence is in order from left to right, top to bottom. A person, a sort of a manny, a cat, a dog, the symbol for male, a castle, the symbol for female, a camera, a rocket ship, a old-fashioned alarm clock, an old-fashioned television, a house, and the American flag. Did I miss anything?
No, you're good.
Hello, listeners. It's your boy Jamie here. Now, some of you on hearing the symbols that has just been read out to you, and even if you look at the handouts on the show notes, you might be able to recognize some of those symbols and remember that at the very top of the show, the first 5 words that I uttered correspond with some of those symbols. Those words were person, woman, man, camera, TV. And for those of you in the know, of course, these are the 5 words that Trump spouted out often in interviews as proof of his stable genius, when in fact it was just a simple memory test to check that he didn't have Alzheimer's or some form of dementia, but he proudly wore it as a badge that he was indeed a stable genius. So I figured this would be a perfect puzzle for the memory test. However, as is blatantly obvious in the latter part of this episode, no one listened to a damn word I say. So cue some guesswork, some frustration, a little bit of brute forcing, and let's see if we can't rack their memories just a little bit, shall we?
So I suppose which one of these correlates to stable genius?
Yeah, I was really hoping to see a horse on there. To be honest with you. A horse on a brain would be really useful.
The castle jumps to mind as stable, but then so does house. And I'm really struggling to see. Yeah, American flag. I think we can discount.
Can we potter back down the ladder, please, Jamie, and take another look at that memory panel?
Yeah, so the memory panel is filled with cobwebs and dust. It's not been used in a long time. There's just thick black goo all over the console and the screens are just flashing the words stable genius over and over.
Yes.
Is there anything we can press there? Anything else to sort of prod around on it?
You do have a little bit of a clacky clack on the keys to try and see if anything's there, and your hands do stick onto a discarded post-it note.
Post-it note! Read, James.
It reads, just has 2 words, meta, ? Intro. I'm glad that this sort of has slowed you down, because otherwise, sweet Jesus, you guys were flooring it.
Law, what are your thoughts?
This'll flummox them. Oh, shit, no.
Laura, solve it.
My grand plan.
Oh, no.
Destroy Jamie like you destroyed Dom.
You solved one puzzle in 12 minutes. You never live it down.
It was less than 12 minits. It took you 10 minutes to read. It took you 2 minutes to solve.
It was like 9.
It was beautiful to watch. I'm glad that it was that little piece of history.
It was a slaughter. Watch a man get cut down.
Can we go back to the pictures then?
Oh, yeah, sure. So, meta intro. Is there something in... Oh, piss. Is there something in the introduction that we've missed? Or that we disregarded at the time and was, in fact, super critical?
Something you would do. Obviously, there's mention of a rocket.
America. Make America. Was America...
I don't think it was mentioned.
Wasn't.
To be anything.
I can't remember there being any cats mentioned. Jamie, can I have the entire intro again?
I don't have that script in front of me, Michael.
I mean, Meta is also the company that Facebook turned into.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And then lost £1 bazillion with.
Yeah. And
I don't know, laying off
11,000 people.
Yeah.
They picked a good time to do it, too.
Yeah.
Well, there's never a good time. They picked a convenient time to do it.
What, when Twitter's doing the same?
Mm-hmm. And in a worse way.
But what's worse, that or you can all work from home forever? No, you come back to office or you're sacked.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty as well,
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
You've got about 7 minutes remaining.
Oh, fuck.
You've blitzed these first bits, to be fair, so you're
Yeah,
doing
no, it's
pretty
definitely
freaking good.
I didn't write down much of the intro.
Meta intro. Well, neither did I, because I'm used to the cadence of Jamie's puzzles now, where you can tell when you're being eased into the puzzly bits. I wonder. So, what happened in the intro? Trump. We were in the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Trump scurried into his little up the bird's bum into the hole.
So obviously there's always a mention of being in a rocket.
We're in a rocket at the moment still, technically, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's mention of the rocket. There's mention of...
Mars-A-Lago.
Can we try, simplistically, the castle and the rocket?
You punch in the castle and the rocket, and after a couple of seconds, it times out and goes...
Nah.
Yeah, it appears, given the timeout, you need more buttons to press.
Oh, so it's more than 2 buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I recall no mention of cats or dogs, so we're probably okay there. Boy symbol, girl symbol.
Hang on.
Almost tempted to pause my recording on and just rewind.
Also, there's mention of like a clock of time. Was there mention of like, there was a TV, but was there mention of a screen?
I mean, would it be Rocket, Castle, Timer? Because we're on the Rocket, Mars-A-Lago. Your time starts now.
If we were to apply the first letter of every symbol, what would you call the first icon? If you're using a letter to signify the first letter, what would that be?
Meeple, I would say.
Or just person, yeah.
Remember person.
Person. So I'm looking at Papa, Charlie, Delta, Mama, and then Charlie, Foxtrot, Charlie, Romeo, Charlie, Tango, Hotel Alpha.
And some Charlie now.
I was wondering about that. I was wondering because Staple Genius is 12 letters. It doesn't mix with anything we've got there.
No.
True.
It might be the post-it note that's leading us then. I don't remember enough of the intro. So is it like, we don't necessarily need all 12?
Yeah.
So is it like person, rocket, on the bridge, so there's like screen, so maybe that's the TV type thing. And then clock for the timer. Those are the things I can think of that were in the start. So
Try it.
person, rocket, TV clock, as those symbols are.
You punch in, boop, 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 boop. There's a slightly shorter time, and then it appears...
Still not enough.
It appears to be that there was one extra button left to press.
So we need 5 then.
For consistency, so we all know what the symbols are as you look across them, you've got person, cat, dog, man, castle, woman, camera, rocket, clock, TV, house, America.
So we had, what buttons we pressed so far?
Can we press the... Can we do person, rocket, TV, America clock?
You do person...
American flag clock.
Person, rocket, TV, America, clock. And there's no waiting, it just goes...
Okay.
That's the right amount, so we've got to try and work out which ones we need.
So it is 5 buttons.
Oh, you prick!
Oh.
He's playing at your own game then, Mike.
Oh, he is. He's doing it better.
Yep. I don't know.
I wouldn't say better if it's not recallable.
Okay, let's just... Damn you, memory Jews. Why aren't you working?
Person, cat, dog, male, castle, woman,
Female.
camera. He called it woman. Camera, rocket, clock, TV, house, America.
The flag, not America.
What did he say? What did Donald say?
Jamie said it's what he said at the very start. So was it the intro?
Then
The
repeated.
whole show.
I'm just looking at Mike's just face of despair.
Yeah.
And just, I will harken your minds back to part of what I said. So I said these 5 words at the first 5 words I said, but also I said,
Oh, fuck. Okay. It was something like men, women. It was like men, women, dum-diddy-dum-diddy, dum-da-dum-dee-dum-dee-dum-dee.
So helpful.
That's
I don't remember it.
But it was like a Jamie intro where Jamie does a boys, girls, people I love,
Yeah.
postman I've kissed.
I can't remember what he said, which is why
Yeah.
I was trying to say it's that bit, but I don't remember what he said.
So boys and girls was definitely in there. Burr. And then I'm just desperately trying to remember. Persons, boys, girls, persons. So it's boys, girls, persons. We're in there. No, persons, boys, girls. I think that might be in the order. So that was those 3.
you are very close. Your memory is astounding. I'll redo part of my secondary mention, see if that jogs things.
Yeah.
So, what is the Infinite Escape Room? Well, it's much like the escape rooms you're used to seeing in the real world, but this one stretches across all known themes, dimensions, and multiverses. And because it's infinite, there is no end. Every room in the Infinite Escape Room, every person, woman, man, links wonderfully into the next in one big, never-ending escape experience adventure.
You swine.
So the first 3, Mike, you are correct.
I don't think he mentioned cats and dogs.
No.
So let's do person, woman, man, followed by...
Oh, time. Time would be clock, would it not?
So you think person, woman, man, time?
I think time might be involved. I want to rule out rocket, and I want to rule out America.
Yeah, I don't remember that specifically.
Not in an intro. But there's a possibility that time would be mentioned, and there's a possibility that TV would be mentioned.
I don't remember TV.
I don't remember TV. Home. Person, woman, man, time, home.
Should we try it?
Yeah, person, woman, man, time, home.
You do person, woman, man, time, home, and
Persons, women's, men's, and people that I see in castles and photograph. Person, woman, man, castle, photograph.
you put in person, woman, man, castle, photograph, and so that is not correct. One of those two is correct.
No.
Why do I want to say about person, woman, man, castle, clock?
Person, woman, man, castle, clock.
Person, woman, man, castle, clock, and
Person, woman, man, castle, house.
person, woman, man, castle, house, and
Person, woman, man, castle, rocket.
that is also incorrect.
Person, woman, man, castle, America.
That is also incorrect. You have about 15 seconds left.
Person, woman, man, TV.
Person, woman, man, TV.
Camera. Yeah.
Yes.
You type that in, and it says sequence accepted.
Okay.
What's left working of the memory panel powers down and goes dark. MechaTrump has lost what little cognitive ability that he had. And now that it is powered down, the hatch that Trump went into pops open.
I go in there and menace him with my broom handle, with the top handle.
So you climb up into the bird where the dormant MechaTrump is laid out. The bird seems to be using an auxiliary power source as the small screen in front of MechaTrump's belly is flickering like a bloated comatose Teletubby. Now, luckily, Elon Musk has made Trump's controls simple enough that even a child could use them. So when you look at the screen, there's a little picture of the solar system with a heading, "Where do you want to go to?" with each planet in the solar system, but not Pluto, because fuck Pluto. I mean, you have the option of going anywhere in the solar system, but where would you like to go? What button do you press?
Should probably go back to Earth, I imagine.
Yeah. Wales.
Which is probably the best bet, because that's what I've written for the outro, so thanks. You jab your finger onto the picture of planet Earth and the engines fire up again. In less than a second, you feel your body being hurled backwards into MechaTrump's oddly fleshy exoskeleton as you enter warp speed and hurtle back towards Earth. After a few minutes, you hear a loud crash, followed by stillness. The ship has come to a complete stop. Leaving the big blue bird, you see that the ship has been torn in two, and on the other side of the gaping hole, you see what looks to be an abandoned bunker of some kind. There's dust on every surface and rows of beds that have gone to mold and rot. On one desk, you see a single large computer monitor that flickers with a soft green glow. And as you approach it, a pixelated image appears on the screen. It's hard to make out, but you could swear it looks like Boris Johnson. And suddenly a speaker crackles to life as the computer starts repeating in a robotic monotone. "Did you miss me, you quivering plutoplasmic jellies?" To be continued. And you have solved my puzzle by the skin of your teeth. Congratulations.
With help.
With help and brute force. Oh my god. Okay, Jamie, give us the intro again, please. It's killing me.
Okay, so the intro was person, woman, man, camera, TV, and all stable geniuses everywhere. Hello and welcome to the escape room.
Arsehole.
You know, it's not. There's like my brain didn't in any way flag it as unusual.
No.
Jamie always opens all of these with some really weird shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he described how one of our patrons can fit 50 hot dogs in himself without sauce.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. You've got to be listening.
That's why
Absolute scum, Jamie.
I repeated it later on, hoping that the repetition make you go, "That's fucking weird that he said that twice." But apparently I've gained a bit of a reputation as being the resident weirdo on the podcast.
Yes.
So yeah.
That's a hell of an achievement, Jamie. Well done. In the kingdom of the mad, the man actively pissing custard is...
But yeah, I panicked when you were like 10 minutes in and you'd gotten 2 out of 3 codes. I was like, oh no.
No. You say we.
Laura.
To be fair, if Laura hadn't had an entire bottle of wine...
I haven't had 2 glasses of wine, thank you very much.
So yes, I definitely should have hammered home the sequence of words a bit more throughout to make it really stand out. But yeah, I think everything else, you just annihilated. So I'm kind of glad that one thing at least sort of stumped you a little bit, because otherwise it would have been a very short episode. Thanks very much for listening. Don't forget, you can subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts from, as well as on our website, www.theinfiniteescaperoom.com. You can also get in touch with us via Facebook, Instagram, and for the moment at least, Twitter. Just search for The Infinite Escape Room on Facebook and Instagram, and we're at @Tia_podcast on Twitter. If you enjoyed the episode, and I really hope you did, I'd be very much obliged if you could leave us a review on your podcast app or on Facebook. It's a massive help in getting us in front of more listeners. Or if you'd like to support the podcast and join our growing legion of patrons, you can do so for as little as £1 a month. Head on over to patreon.com/The Infinite Escape Room, where you can listen to episodes before they're released to the public, get your name yelled out on the show, and I'll make up some obscure fact about your personal life, and get exclusive access to our Discord community. And if we have the technical know-how, fuck it, we'll give you a blue tick as well. We'll give you 3 blue ticks, depending on the tier. We love you lots, and we'll see you next week on The Infinite Escape Room. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.